Are you listening?
Hello everyone and welcome back to day 2 of the Nerf Report's E3 coverage. Today was a gigantic day for gamers, with nearly 200 video game announcements, 5 major press conferences held, a first look at Crystal Dynamics' Marvel Avengers, and the announcement of Watch Dogs 3 Legion. And before we dive into everything that you may have missed during today's press conferences, let's start off our E3 coverage with what really matters, today's top trailers. First up, let's talk about the gigantic elephant in the room, Crystal Dynamics' Marvel Avengers. Avengers will take place in an ever-expanding universe where gamers must master extraordinary abilities, customize a growing roster of heroes, assemble into teams of up to 4 players, and defend Earth from escalating threats. Marvel Avengers is releasing on May 15th of 2020 for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Google Stadia, and PC. And here's the kicker: no loot boxes, no pay-to-win mechanics, and brand new heroes and new regions coming post-launch. Day 2 of E3 also gave us our first look at the next chapter in the Watch Dogs series, titled Watch Dogs Legion, which takes gamers back into the high-tech hacking world of DedSec. But this time, the game is taking place in London. But that's not the only change. In Watch Dogs Legions, players can recruit and play as any NPC that they come across. Each NPC in the game will have different skills, attributes, voice lines, and backstory, allowing for near limitless possibilities. Watch Dogs Legion will be launching on March 6th of 2020 for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC, and Google Stadia. And finally, let's talk about that Final Fantasy VII, the remake trailer. Where do we begin? Square Enix gave gamers an extended look at the remake of Final Fantasy VII, and oh my god, does this game look like fun. Final Fantasy VII is ditching the turn-based mechanics and will feature new real-time action that evolves the standard hack-and-slash gameplay by adding the ATB meter that slows down time and allows for a more tactical gameplay. Final Fantasy VII The Remake will be launching on March 3rd of 2020 exclusively for the PlayStation 4. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we had over 200 video games revealed just today, and by no means are those the only trailers that matter. So, to give you a quick look at the other big game trailers that were released today, here's a brand new segment called E3 Nerfed in 60 Seconds. Now, we had 5 major press events today, each of which revealed brand new games, new trailers, and new expansions. So instead of boring you through painstaking analysis of each individual event, we here at the Nerf Report decided to nerf down all of today's news so you can get caught up on what really matters. First up, the E3 VR Showcase. This showcase was hosted by fellow YouTuber Upload VR, in which they gave gamers their first look at over 42 brand new VR games. Games like Acorn Attack of the Squirrels, a new multiplayer game that puts the VR headset wearer into the role of a tree who must defend his acorns from other players who are controlling squirrels from their mobile devices. But if that's too cute and fuzzy for you, why not try something a little more hardcore, like Hotel Rock and Roll, which allows you to virtually destroy hotel rooms like the rock star that you really are. But the E3 VR showcase was also our first look at a brand new Walking Dead VR game called Onslaught. Produced and developed by Survios, you will slay walkers as some of your favorite Walking Dead characters. Walking Dead Onslaught is launching in the fall of 2019 for the Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, and VR arcades worldwide. Now, the VR showcase wasn't our only showcase taking place today. In fact, the folks over at Kinda Funny held the Kinda Funny Games Showcase, which highlighted over 60 independently developed games, including games like The Sinking City, which is a mystery horror game inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, or Freedom Finger, the side-scrolling space shoot-'em-up with over 36 levels to beat. Ubisoft also held their 2019 E3 press conference today, and they gave gamers updates on games like Siege, Brawlhalla, Just Dance 2020, and For Honor. But they also had plenty of announcements like Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Quarantine, a new 3-player co-op game where you and your friends will face off against an unknown parasite. Ubisoft also laid out a timeline for Division 2 updates, including new missions at the Washington, D.C. Zoo, a puzzle-based mode at Kenley College, Black Tusk has taken over the Pentagon, and a new 8-player raid is coming in the fall of 2019. But that's not all for Division fans, because Ubisoft teased that the Division 2 may be bringing gamers back to where it all started in New York City for Year 2 DLC. And the final announcement for Ubisoft was their brand new subscription service called Uplay Plus, which includes early access to their newest games, along with access to over 100 plus Ubisoft games for $14.99 a month. Uplay Plus will initially launch exclusively for the PC starting in September, with Uplay Plus coming to the Google Stadia in 2020. Today also marked the PC Gaming Showcase, in which developers showed off the latest games that the PC Master Race can brag about, with ray tracing and whatever else PC gamers brag about. This year's showcase saw games like Telling Lies, the next game from Sam Barlow, the creator of Her Story. Auto Chess was announced for the Epic Games Store, Remnant is releasing on August 20th, and Planet Zoo got a release date of November 5th. And finally, Square Enix held their E3 press conference today as well, where along with the massive reveals of Crystal Dynamics' Avengers video game and the Final Fantasy VII the Remake, Square also revealed that Final Fantasy VIII would be getting completely remastered. Final Fantasy VIII Remastered is coming to the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch in late 2019. Square also announced the long-awaited DLC expansion for Kingdom Hearts 3 called Remind, which seems to build upon the non-Disney side of Kingdom Hearts 3, which for me is the more boring side of the game. But anyway, Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind will be arriving for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in the winter of 2019. But Square Enix wasn't done there, because they also announced a brand new franchise called Outriders, which is a new co-op shooter from the creators of Gears of War Judgment and Bulletstorm. And Dragon Quest fans, don't you start crying just yet, because Square had plenty of announcements for you as well, like the announcement of Dragon Quest Builders 2, or the announcement of Dragon Quest XI coming to the Nintendo Switch. Well, that about wraps up our coverage for Day 2 of the 2019 E3 press conferences. Make sure to check back in tomorrow as we will have coverage for Nintendo's E3 Direct. And please, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our weekly Nerf reports posted every Sunday. And as always, my name is Bryant Chappell. You are you, and this has been the Nerf Report. Thanks for watching.